Okay, we have homework for composites, 4 problems, and it asks you to find the area or perimeter of each shape. With the exception of the first one, which is a pretty easy shape, I would like for you to find the perimeter and the area. The other 3, just find the area. So let's get started with number 1 here. We will start with perimeter because that's the easiest. Remember, perimeter means around the shape. So you need all the pieces, not just the ones they're giving you. So we have 2 pieces we're missing. We have this piece up top here, and we have this side piece over here. So let's start with this top piece. For this top piece, we want to find our what is the same, I guess, direction the line is going. So see how it's flat, it's going left to right, aka horizontal. If I look down here, I have my 10 is also going left to right, and my 6 is going left to right. So if this were a full rectangle, right, it would be a 10 by 9. Well, I know 6 centimeters of this top piece. See, like you could kind of put it right here, and that would be 6. But what do I need for the entire 10? So what you're going to have to do is say 10 minus 6. And that'll give you your answer for this piece. For the vertical piece, this one right here, you want to look for the up and down, the other vertical pieces. So we have a 9 and a 2. Again, if this were a full rectangle, the entire side here would be 9, and this would be 9 too. However, we're missing this piece. So if I were to make this side come out, right, if I were to go like this, I know I have 2 here, but what do I have here? So you're going to have to say 9 minus 2. Okay, so this is going to be a bigger chunk. So this piece right here is the 9 minus 2. Let's write it over here so we also know. 9 minus 2. What is that? Okay? Once you have that, then you can add up all your sides. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to add the sides I have. For perimeter now, I have 9 plus 10 plus 2 plus 6 plus an unknown, which you're going to find out on your own, plus that top piece that you're going to find out. Okay? Once you have those pieces, you just put it straight in your calculator, 9 plus 10 plus 2 plus 6 plus this piece plus that piece, and that will give you your perimeter for the L shape. All right. I'm going to clear my screen so it doesn't become too much stuff on here, and we'll do area. So pause this, solve for perimeter, and then come back and watch how we solve for area. Okay, for area of any composite shape, anything that has, 2 basic shapes mashed up together, you need to find the area of each piece. So I am going to draw my line right here. Now, we've gone over this in class. It honestly doesn't matter if you draw it here or if you take a line and go this way. It doesn't matter. You will get the same answer. I have now broken it into 2 rectangles. I have this small one and then a bigger one. The small one's pretty easy because we already know that's 6 by 2. So the area here for the smaller one, this area, is going to be a 6 by 2. For the bigger one, we know it's 9, but we're missing this piece right here, right? We don't know 9 by what. That is an interesting looking question mark. There we go. So if you remember from perimeter, if you have that written down already, then you're set. This is super easy. If you don't, remember the whole thing across is 10, but we've already used this 6, so we're not going to use it again. So to solve this, you need to say 10 minus 6. And that is going to be what you put there. That's going to be what you multiply by 9. So to find area of the whole thing, you're going to take your first area and you're going to add it to this second area. So it's kind of like area 1 plus area 2. And that's going to go right there. Okay? All right, that's all there is to do on the first one. Let's look at the second one. All right, the first thing to do, we only need to find the area. We don't need to find perimeter. So let's go ahead and see what shapes. This nice white dotted line here makes it pretty easy to tell that we have a rectangle and a half circle. They love their half circles. So I'm going to take a line and draw it right across. Okay, so good. Can you guys see? Now I'm going to go ahead and finish doing the, and there it is. So there's your rectangle. It's pretty easy. This right here, remember, area of a rectangle is length times width. Now, on your formula sheet, it just has them right beside each other, but remember that means times. So we're going to do 9.8 times 6.7. And that's going to be the area of my rectangle. Then, and I can't use a line because it won't go in a circle for me, so I'm just going to draw it. Oh, well, maybe a little bit here. Oh, look at that, not too shabby. It would have been a lot worse if I tried to draw it, right? Okay, so there is somewhat of a line of a half circle. And we can draw this line straight across. So the area of a half, or the area of a circle, because we don't have a formula for a half a circle, but we know we can just divide it by 2. The area of a circle is going to be pi r squared. And again, it's on your formula sheet, so don't worry if you don't have it memorized. Pi r squared. So I'm going to help you out on this a little bit. R stands for radius, and radius is half of the diameter. We know the whole diameter is 9.8, right? So we need to figure out, well, what is half of 9.8 to find the radius, right? So radius. And I'm going to put the math over here. Radius is going to equal, okay, I can't stand that R. We got to fix that. Sorry, being a little bit of a perfectionist. Okay, so let's try again. Radius, better, is going to equal half of our diameter divided by 2. That's going to be our radius. So I'll go ahead, I'll do it for you. See, I'm being so nice. Okay, so we take our 9.8, divide that by 2, 4.9. All right, so we got 4.9 is our radius. Now it's just multiplication, right? Pi, that's 3.14 times our radius squared. Remember, squaring your radius is not like multiplying it by 2. It's saying 4.9 times 4.9. So it's going to give you, it's not, if you get 9.8, you know you did it wrong. But it will give you a different answer. And again, order of operations, you don't multiply first. Do your exponent and then multiply. So last step, you just got to add them together. Area equals, we're going to take our rectangle answer And we're going to add that to our half circle answer. Oh, I forgot again. I keep forgetting this. This isn't a whole circle, is it? It's half of a circle. So what do we have to do with this bad boy? Yeah, we got to divide that by 2. Very important. You guys don't forget that on the test. We have to divide it by 2. So whatever this answer is, divide by 2, then you add it up. And this answer right here, right, whatever this addition gives you, that's your final answer. Okay? Area of a rectangle, really simple. Area of a half circle, not too hard, but yeah, there's a little bit more math involved. And then add them together. All right, let's look down here. Down here, I actually see a right triangle and a rectangle. So let me show you what I see here. See, I see this line right here. You guys see that? So I have a triangle up top, and then I have a rectangle at the bottom. Okay, makes sense? So to find the whole thing, to find the area of the whole thing, I need to find the area of each piece. The area of the rectangle is pretty easy. Okay, remember again, area equals length times width. So we just say 8.2 times 5. That's pretty simple. We got to do a little bit of math because we need to find our height. We know our base is the same thing because this is a rectangle. So our base is going to be 8.0. Let me change colors here. My base is going to be 8.2 because it's a rectangle down here. So this side and this side have to be congruent. So your base is 8.2. And we need to figure out what's the height. And that's where you got to do a little bit of math. So our height is over here. We know the entire height of the figure is 9. And we know the height of the rectangle is 5. So to find the height of the triangle, you have to subtract those two pieces, figure out what's left over. So you're going to say 9 minus 5. That'll give you the height of the rectangle. All right, so to do area of a rectangle, it's half the base times the height. So we're going to have 1/2 times the base, which is 8.2, times the height, which I'm not going to tell you because you can figure out on your own. I'm going to erase this little line right here so you don't get confused. Okay? So this answer goes right there. Whatever 9 minus 5 is. Pretty easy. Then you have to find out your total area. You take the area of the triangle. You add it to the area of the rectangle. And then you have your total area right there. Okay? All right, let's look at the last one. Now, this shape might confuse you guys because there are all kinds of things. They got letters going on. I don't know. But let's see if we can simplify this. The first thing I'm going to do is try and find the edges. Like, what exactly am I looking at here? So I've got a rectangle here. So let me go ahead. I can make my rectangle. All right, you guys see that? Rectangle here. And this dotted line. Okay, that's your rectangle. Oh, it's a parallelogram. Okay, cool. Look. They have it broken down. I was like, really? 2 triangles? That was too much. But we have the formula for area of a parallelogram. We have the height, and yeah, we have the base, so we should be good. All right, sweet. The cool thing about a parallelogram, and I'll go ahead and draw it for you here. A parallelogram is simply a rectangle that doesn't have any right angles, right? It has like either obtuse angles or acute angles, but not 90. Now, I will tell you this. You're not going to have anything this crazy on the test. But it's, you know, it doesn't hurt. And if you're starting to get this other stuff, taking it up a notch is okay. So we have a parallelogram and a rectangle. Again, I'm going to start with the easiest, which is the rectangle, right? Rectangle is area equals length times width. So this is going to be 21.6 times 11.1. That's it. So that's pretty easy. A parallelogram, and I'm going to take it, hopefully it'll work. If I come over here, I know you got all this stuff on here. I don't want to clear it out. Right here, do you see this right here? This is a parallelogram. See how it kind of looks the same too. Base times height. It's the same thing as length times width. Same formula. But length and width here is going to be different than base and height, because remember, you have to still have that vertical height. If we come back over here, look what they give us, the vertical height. So this is almost identical to the picture that's on your formula sheet. So let's write this down. So in this case, area equals base times height. There's no dividing by 2 or anything because it's not a triangle. It's a parallelogram, a slanted rectangle. So this is our height right here. And then our base, right? Let me make this clear for you. This base and this base have to be the same length, because a parallelogram, these two are the same, and then your opposite sides, just like in a rectangle. Well, guess what? If we know the rectangle is 21.6, then this has to be 21.6. You see that? So now I know my base is 21.6. I don't know why they have the letters. I think that's just to confuse you. So, almost done, guys. Base times height. So we're going to say 21.6 times 10.1. Okay? And then whatever that answer is, to find the whole shape. So this really hard-looking figure was broken down into two pretty simple formulas that all you do is multiply. So to find the area, you take the rectangle, the area of the rectangle, plus the area of the parallelogram, or the slanted rectangle. All right? And once you add those two together, that's it. You're good. That's the area of the entire composite figure. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Good luck. If you need help, raise your hand. Please try and at least write all these notes down that I've given you, so that way when a teacher comes over, we can see where you're getting stuck. All right? Good luck.